All right, for number 17, we're given these two functions, f of x equals 8 minus x squared and g of x equals x squared plus x plus 1. We're asked to find f of g of x and g of f of x and f of g of 6. So let's start by finding f of g of x. So to do that, we take g of x and we plug that in for x in f of x. So this is going to be 8 minus all of this, x squared plus x plus 1 squared. So all we've done so far is just taken g of x and plugged it in for the x in f of x. All right, so now let's expand this out. So this is going to be equal to 8 minus, this is going to be x squared plus x plus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. Let's write it that way. This is just another way of writing all of this squared. We'll write it like this so that we can distribute that and do this multiplication. So this is 8 minus x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times x is x to the 3rd. X squared times 1 is x squared. And then let's do x times x squared, that's x cubed. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. And then 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is 1. And let's, we need 8 minus all of this. So let's add them all together. X to the 4th. All we're doing here is just combining our like terms. So we've got 2x to the 3rd. So this is 2x to the 3rd plus 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now we need to distribute that negative sign. So we get 8 minus x to the 4th minus 2x to the 3rd minus 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. And then finally we can combine our two constant terms. 8 minus 1 is 7. So this is negative x to the 4th minus 2x to the 3rd minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. So that's f of g. All right. So now let's find g of f. So g of f of x. So now we're going the other direction. We've got f of x. We're going to plug that in for each of these x's here. So we've got 8 minus x squared plus 8 minus x squared plus 1. All right, so now let's expand that up. So 8 minus x squared squared, that's 8 minus x squared, times 8 minus x squared, plus 8 minus x squared, plus 1. All right, let's expand that. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times negative x squared is negative 8x squared. And then this will also give us negative 8x squared. So this is going to be negative 16x squared. And then negative x squared times negative x squared is positive x to the 4th. All right, plus 8 minus x squared plus 1. We can just drop those parentheses since we're adding. Now let's combine some like terms. Let's do the x to the 4th first. And then we've got two x squared terms. This is going to be negative 17x squared. And then we've got three constant terms, 64 plus 8 plus 1. 64 plus 8 is 72, plus 1 is 73. All right, so that's f of g, or g of f, sorry. Finally, we need f of g of 6. So there's a couple ways that we could do this. One is we've already found f of g, and so we could just plug in 6 for all the x's in that function and find that. Or we could plug in 6 for g of x. So 6 squared is 36, plus 6 is 42, plus 1 is 43. And then we could plug that into here, 43 into here. So we get 8 minus 43 squared. Or, like I said, we could do we already found f of g of x. That was negative x to the 4th minus 2x to the 3rd minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. And we can plug in 6 there. So f of g of 6 is going to be negative 6 to the 4th minus 2. Let me go ahead and put this like this. 2 to the minus 2 times 6 cubed minus 3 times 6 squared minus 2 times 6 plus 7. 6 to the 4th is, I've got that here, 1296. So this is negative 1296. Minus 6 to the 3rd is 216 times 2 is 432. 6 squared is 36 times 3 is 109. No. 36 times 3, that'd be 8. 108. That makes more sense. 108 minus 12 plus 7. 1296, negative 1296 minus 432 is negative 1728. Negative 108 minus 12 is negative 120. So this is negative 1848 plus 7, which is negative 1841. So that's our final answer. It might have been easier if you could have plugged this into the calculator, of course, or you could have taken 8 minus 43 squared, and hopefully that would also give you negative 1841.